Good morning,
Yeah,
everyone. Thank you for joining us. Well, I'd like to introduce you to Pierre Mezevier, who is the Director of Sales at London's most prestigious address, the Peninsula, and he would like to offer us a presentation now of his beautiful hotel. Thanks, Pierre.
thank you very much, Malcolm. So good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for attending this call, or if you watch it later, thank you very much for watching the recording. So as Malcolm was saying, so the Peninsula London is one indeed of the most prestigious property in London, which I'm very happy to represent and work with. Just to give you a quick overview in regards to the company itself, so the Peninsula brand is a family-owned business, and it's very key to mention it because there is only one families behind the 12 hotels that we have. And in 2023, the Peninsula hotels have been marked with the opening of two new properties. So that was very exciting for the brands. We've opened at the same time Istanbul and London in 2023. The way Peninsula works is that we must own part or the entirety of the buildings around us. So every time that your clients are coming, it's also our goal to make sure that we cover every single angle of the customer experience. And if we can see any break in regards to that, we have no issue in terms of investment within the entire company to make things happening. So it's very key to mention that. Um, Also, in terms of the company, we do have what we call the Peninsula Promises, which are applicable for every property, but of course, the Peninsula London, which I'm going to talk through slightly later. But one of them, I think, is a game changer in the industry that we have decided on the Peninsula London to extend these promises, which usually is not extended to all the partners, but it's what we call the Peninsula Time. The Peninsula Time is the game changer. We guarantee an early arrival starting from 6 a.m. to all of your guests, and we guarantee a late departure or late checkout, depending on how you called it, up to 10 p.m. for your guests. Which means if you think of your potential American clients or potentially your Latin American clients that will have an early flight or late flight, they will be able to access a room straight away at the time of the arrival, and they will be able to leave the room straight before going to the airport or any train station if they want. It's really something that I want to emphasize because it's a guaranteed benefits. We have only one requirement from you and your partners. It is to share the arrival and the departure time at least 48 hours prior to the arrival. It's super easy, right? Because most of the time, your partners will be dealing with the flight at the same time. So in that case, they can just share the print screen to you and your team, and then you can share it with us directly on that fact. If the booking is in between the 48 and the time of 48 hours and the time of the arrival, you can just let us know and contact us, and we will be able to check in our system. But it's really an amazing benefit that sometimes people tend to forget, but it's really a game changer. Now let's deep dive into the Peninsula London. So the Peninsula London, to bring you back to the story, it took us 30 years to find a location, and then it took us 12 years of building the peninsula as it is nowadays. You have in front of you now the very large building of the peninsula, which is located on Hyde Park Corner in front of the Wellington Arch, which, for the small story, for those of you that might not know London very well, the Wellington Arch used to be the initial gate of Buckingham Palace back in the time when Green Park and St. James's Park used to be part of the residence before it has been released to the public. The Peninsula London is a built for purpose hotel. Before that, it used to be an office building that we fully knocked it down and then we fully restarted from scratch. It took us fully 12 years of constructions to come into life of this building. And the building very much brings an harmony in terms of the district as we used the same stones as the buildings next to us versus was a modern building, as you could imagine. It could have done as the designer. When you look at the building from outside, so from the angle here, the building is composed of 190 bedrooms, which are located on the right side of the building. And then the left side of the building is actually composed of our residences. We have 25 residences starting from the third floor up to the eighth floor on the left again. Those residences are exclusively for sale. We do not rent them. We do not host any extended stays. Really, if someone is looking to buy an apartment. Out of those 25, we already have sold 23 of them. So it's really now the focus in terms of the accommodation and working with key partners like you. Now let's deep dive a bit more in terms of the location for those of you which are not familiar yet of the location of the property. So as I said, we are just located on the corner of Hyde Park, steps away from Hyde Park, steps away from Green Park. So it's very ideally located. I hate mentioning competitors, but sometimes it helps a lot in terms of visualizing where the property is. We're just behind the Landsborough Hotel. So it's very convenient for your leisure guests which are coming in London. If they want to go to visit Buckingham Palace, it's only 5 minutes away from the hotel. If they want to go a bit of shopping, you have Sloane Street and Harrods, which is again 5 minutes away of walking. And if you have any corporate business, you have Mayfair, Belgravia, Knightsbridge area, which is very easy accessible. And then of course London, which is still very accessible. When we've built the property the way it is now, we have decided to build it with a main focus. The focus is the customer experience. We're all selling bedrooms, we're all selling bedside tables. So really the idea was to create something a bit unique for the clients that will be visiting the peninsula. And it starts with the arrival experience. We have done lots of different studies in all the properties that we have, and we've realized that people do start and enjoy their stays when they do arrive in an environment which is very safe. And for that reason, we have decided to build our own courtyards. Guests will be arriving through the courtyards by cars. They will be welcomed by our pages, which are white uniform, very iconic employees, and then they will be escorted to the reception or to any of the outlets of the hotel, depending of the reasons why they're coming at the hotel. This courtyard is very, very private. We have security at the front. We can control who's going in and out. So guests feel very, very safe when they arrive into this oasis in London. Our entry category of rooms are facing this courtyard, as well as the entry category of suite. And then after that, all the others are facing outside. I know that some people, when we're talking about courtyard, you have the impression that it will be something tiny. It's actually something grand. It's very, very large. We're currently having every Sunday a Christmas market inside our courtyard, plus still the flow of all the cars. On the picture on the right side, you can also see different cars at the hotel with our pages in front. And it's, again, coming into the fact of the customer experience. Within Peninsula, one of the passions of our chairman and the owner of the company is automotive. So we love cars in any ways, and for that reasons, we have at the Peninsula London a fleet of 13 house cars, which are composed of Rolls-Royces, Bentley Bentayga, which are the SUV of Bentley, BMW i7, and we also have the black cab. So the same one that you can see in all the movies or in London if you're based in the UK, the electric one, which is fully rebranded into a Peninsula car. Those cars are at the disposal of your clients whenever they are staying at the hotel for a complimentary 2 miles radius from the hotel. The service works on a first come, first served basis, so no reservation, not a possibility to specify the car that you want to be driven to and buy. And it's available from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So literally during those 12 hours, you have the freedom of using those cars. If you want to go for shopping, if you want to go for a theater, if you want to go for dinner, lunch, or anything. Just come down to the concierge or guest services, as we call it at the hotel, and then after that, if the car is available, off you go. The driver will drop you wherever you want. I'm most precise, it's only a drop-off. We're not coming to pick you up. It's really to drop you at the locations of your wish within those 2 miles radius. Now let's talk about the accommodation of the hotel. We are extremely proud to have the largest bedroom in London. Our entry category of rooms, which is just this one, is starting with 52 square meter. For most of the hotel in London, 52 square meter is either suite or junior suite level. But for us, it's really going to be our entry category of rooms, which we call the deluxe room. The deluxe rooms, same as the premier rooms, will have exactly the same size, just a view that will differ from one to another. You always have a sofa inside your room. You always have a dining table, as well as, of course, a very comfortable beds. If we go back to the slides before, all our bedrooms also have dedicated walking wardrobes where you have a space where you can do your hair and nails, as well as a dedicated bathroom within every single bathroom of the hotel, bath and shower and double sinks which are splitted. It's very important to mention that our our standard bedrooms can only host 2 guests. You might say yes, but there is enough space to have a third guest. The answer is yes, there is definitely enough space. However, we do believe, again, that the customer experience should be based around the size of the bedrooms and having the freedom to move the way you want. And if you add this bed, you're going to have less space. So we took the decisions of not adding any third occupancy for anything below the junior suite level. Of course, if we're talking about a baby with a baby cot, we are making this exception for the standard room category. But as soon as the children's are older and needs to be in a rollaway bed, that will be in a junior suite that we will be able to accommodate the stay. I don't know if any one of you have stayed in a Peninsula, but also the brand is very famous for the technology that we have inside the rooms. Next to the bed, and as well as in the living rooms of your suites, you will have a tablet. And from that tablet, you can control everything inside your room, from an AC perspective to a lighting perspective. You can order your room service if you want. You also have any message that will be sending you into the tablet. The tablet is available in 7 languages, which means I don't think it's going to happen that much in London, but think of the other destinations. If a client do not speak English, we can make sure that every single element of the bedrooms can be in one of those 7 languages. So you have the panels on the wall that updates automatically depending of the language that we have set it up because of you sharing the information, or otherwise because of the client selecting the other language. Also, in all peninsulas, including the Peninsula London, you do have the complimentary international calls from your bedrooms, which are included into your stays. I trust you have lots of families that might be traveling into London, or potentially friends visiting London for different purposes. We do have a variety of twin rooms at the hotel. We also can guarantee any connecting at time of reservation. I'm afraid that the connectings are not on GDS. I wish this option was available, but unfortunately it's not. So in case you do have any requests for connecting, you can just reach out to the hotel and we will be happy to assist you. At the hotel, we do have a very large reservation department teams, which is working 24 hours. So please don't hesitate. From any time you can dial and be in touch with them, and they will be able to confirm any of the specificities that your clients might be looking after. Now, if we look at our suites of the hotel, our suites start with the junior suite level and then grew up depending of what the clients are looking for. Our junior suite level starts at 67 square meter, and then we go to our top suite, out of the signature suite, which we're going to discuss just after, to 120 square meter for one bedroom suite. Again, suite can be connecting to rooms, suite can be connected to suite depending of what your clients are looking for. So we have lots of options to tailor-made everything for them. One thing that you potentially have realized while I am currently presenting is that there is lots of luminosity inside the hotel, and we've been extremely lucky of being a built for purpose hotel. With an amazing designer and architect that took the project of designing the peninsula, which is called Peter Marino. I'm not sure if any one of you is familiar with Peter Marino, but I'm going to give you a very quick example of his work, and you're definitely going to be familiar at least with his work. But Peter Marino is the designer of all the Chanel shops in the world. So automatically, Peter Marino comes with a savoir-faire of bringing the luminosity inside the retail environment, and all based around the luxury details inside every single spaces. And we've been very fortunate for the peninsula to be designed by him. It's his first work in a hotel. Unfortunately, not the first one that he opened, because we were extremely delayed in terms of the project. But we're very happy that we've partnered with him on making this property such an absolute gem inside London. So you have floor-to-ceiling windows in every single one of our bedrooms. You also have lots of fabrics and textile, which usually are not used in hotels, which creates a lovely homely feeling inside all the properties. Very residential rather than your standard hotel stay. Now, quickly talk to you in regards to the signature suites. So we do have 4 signature suites at the hotel, which comes from the smallest one, which is 188 square meter, and then that goes up to the top luxury hotel suite, which is 495 square meter as a 1-bedroom suite. All our signature suite can be joined by multiple rooms to make a larger suite if that is needed, and 3 out of 4 of them have outside terraces. I must say the signature suite are not available on GDS, so you don't have the connectivity for that. It's just because we want to control the inventory, and we are requesting prepayment for all of them. So if you have any clients which are looking for a very special suites, please do reach out to myself directly, as our reservations team is also not sharing any prices for that. This is one, this is actually the top suite of the hotel, which is called the Peninsula Suite. So as I was mentioning, Peninsula Suite is shy to be for 500 square meter. It does have a huge living rooms with a baby grand piano, dining rooms. You have your own gym with your own office, and of course a magnificent bedrooms, which is facing the Wellington Arch. So when you wake up in the morning and you open the curtains, you will directly see the Wellington Arch. You also have your own cinema and 2 massive walking wardrobe. The dream of everyone on this call is to have the same walking wardrobe at home. It's the space where you can have everything set up like in a shop, and then you can decide how you dress up in the morning. All our signature suite comes with specific benefits. So you automatically have the butler, which is included, which is 24 hours. You also have the airport transfer, which is included both ways with one of our hotel cars. And then after that, you have also all the amenities that will be provided to you. Now let's talk quickly in regards to our food and beverage offering, and then the facilities of the hotel. So at the hotel, we do have 3 restaurants and 2 bars. If we start first with the main restaurants of the hotel, which is called the lobby, it's really our all-day dining service and offering at the hotel. This is where guests will have the breakfast. As you probably know, part of the agreement that we have with you for your guests is that you have the breakfast, which is automatically included. And the breakfast is exclusively a la carte. You have a very range selection of dishes that you can select. Lots of people ask me, is there any, maximum you can order? The answer is no. You can create your own buffet at your table that will be fully absorbed by the inclusion of the breakfast. The space is also after that used for lunch, afternoon tea, and dinner. It's very much your international type of cuisine. And from the mezzanine level, you have lovely background music, which is played from 2 p.m. until late in the evening, creating a lovely atmosphere inside the space. You can also do informal meetings during the day if you want to, as we have sofas all around the space. As an alternative for lunch or dinner, our first restaurants will be the Canton Bleu, which will be our classic Chinese and Cantonese cuisine. This full space has been inspired around the Kyonchung boat, which used to be a commercial boat that used to travel from Hong Kong, which is the headquarters of Peninsula, and then St. Helena, New York, and then finishing in London. And the full inspiration of this designer was to bring back the elements that this boat used to carry back in the time. So that's the reason you have a lovely and very warm character inside the space based around silk, pottery, vases, and all the chinaware, of course. This restaurant is extremely popular. So my recommendation will be for your guests to book it at the same time as they book the bedrooms, just because it's also a small restaurant, so we create frustration automatically when guests are asking very last minute for large tables. We do serve lunch and dinner inside, and you have your classic selection of dim sum as well as your classic Cantonese food, such as the Peking duck, for example. You do not need to pre-order it. I must precise that, as I know that some other restaurants in London are doing so. Attached to this restaurant, you do have the Little Blue Bar, which is the picture on the bottom right, which is not only the bar, sorry, that you need to go before or after the dinner. It's also a bar which is open to the public at any time they want. It's a very cozy bar, and the concept remains the same of the travel. So the cocktails are based around the different stops where this boat used to go. Last but not least, in terms of the food and beverage offering, you do have our rooftop bar and restaurants, which is called Brooklands. For those of you which are UK based, you might be familiar with Brooklands Museum, which we've done a partnership at the hotel. Again, as I've quickly mentioned it earlier, our owner and chairman of Peninsula is a huge fan of automotive as well as aviation. So that was making sense to join those two elements into the rooftop bar of the hotel. If we look at the bar, which is the main picture that you have in front of you, this bar is mainly based around the automotive elements. So you have very discreet but very nicely done touches to refer to the automotive elements. The bar is open every single day of the week and offers, I must say, one of the best view of London. From the bar, you can see every single landmarks of London when it's of course a good weather. We know that London is not that famous for that, but you can see Big Ben, you can see the Tower of the Parliament, you can see London Eye, you can see the Shard, you can see the entire city, so more the district side, and then you can see of course St. Paul's Cathedral, the Wellington Arch, and then on the side you can also see Hyde Park Corner. So it's a very beautiful bar with an amazing view, extremely famous for New Year's Eve, but I'll come back into that in a couple of seconds. At the back of this bar, you do have the awarded Michelin restaurants of the hotel, which is called Brooklands by Claude Bossy. Claude Bossy being the executive chef of these restaurants. Claude Bossy, as some of you might know, is a French chef that is established in London for quite some times now. And the way he described this cuisine inside the Brooklands by Claude Bossy restaurants is more than British. In essence, it's using the best of the British product, but slightly twisted, which of course with its main origins, which are French. This restaurant is based around the aviation and more precisely based around the Concorde elements to bring back the level of details of what it used to be back in the time in this fabulous plane and very iconic one. And this restaurants, after 4 months of opening, have been awarded with 2 Michelin stars, which is absolutely an amazing achievement by the team, which have been done. Adjacent to this bar, you have an amazing, to this restaurant, you do have an amazing terrace outside, which we are serving lunch and dinner from there, mainly in the summertime. But we do have heaters, so when the weather is quite nice, but not too cold, we can still use it as an option outside. Same floor, different area. We also have our own tasting rooms, which is our cigar room. So if you have any clients which love cigars, it's a fantastic space to come and enjoy the variety of cigars that we have, and then just taste them in an indoor fumoir. And we also have some space outside if that is needed. Quick picture of the terrace outside, which from the restaurants, you're mainly on the side of Knightsbridge and Belgrave's, but we are dominating every single building in front of us. So you really have a very nice view on that. And the building is not that tall, huh? We only go to the 8th floor, so it's quite it's still a human-sized building, I must say. After all of that, because of course now, you feel a bit full, you had your dinner, lunches, you walked potentially miles and miles in London to discover the city, it's probably time for you to relax a bit. One of the key particularities of all the peninsulas is that we're very famous for our wellness approach, which was coming from an Asian brand. We're coming with lots of savoir-faire from the spa elements. And at the Peninsula London, we've decided to articulate it around the three elements: gym, pool, and then the spa treatment rooms. If we start with the pool of the hotel, it is the largest pool in a hotel in London. It is a 25 meters by 7 meters wide pool. You probably all watched the Olympics in this summer. Well, actually, it's a half Olympic pool. So it's a very, very, very large pool. It's a heated pool, of course, that guests can enjoy. We also are playing classic music underneath the water to um, elevate the experience for our guests. The pool is available for our guests starting from 7 a.m. in the morning until 9 p.m. The same way our spa treatment rooms, which we have 7 of those, are available from 9 until 9 p.m. We do work over there with two major brands, which are Margie's Monte Carlo for facial treatments and then Subtle Energy for many body and body treatment and body oil. And then one floor up, we do have one of the largest gym in a hotel in London, where you can see every single equipment that you want. It's a techno gym fitness center with, of course, Peloton bikes, but you have your treadmills, free weights, you have all the machines to reinforce your musculation, and then you have all the other equipments that you might have. The only one that we don't have yet, it's actually uh, Pilates reformers machines, but we hope that it will soon be delivered at the hotel to create an amazing experience for our guests. Last but not least, just wanted to catch up with you very quickly in terms of the festive season. So we are now on the 27th of November and the festive is approaching. We know that our guests are still very last minute. So if you have any of your guests which are looking for accommodation for Christmas as well as New Year's Eve, we do still have a bit of availability at the hotel. We have exciting festivities happening in all of our outlets, and of course, we'll have Santa that will come at the hotel to see all the children that will be staying with us. On the New Year's Eve perspective, the second picture on the right, it is actually the picture that we took last year from our rooftop bar and restaurants. When I told you that from the rooftop bar and restaurants, you can see every single landmarks, you can also see the absolutely amazing firework that is happening in London. We have for that a specific minimum spend for our bars as well as restaurants. But if you need more details, I'm more than happy to share it with you. This is a very quick video of the property in London to give you a sense of the journey from what I've said. And that will be it from my side. Thank you very much for attending this product knowledge of the Peninsula London. Our rates are directly connected with you, so you have dedicated prices as well as benefits, which you can book directly on your sites. But any questions, you can reach out to me or to my team, or to your team that will be redirecting the informations to me.
Thank you, Pierre. Thank you very, very much. And thank you to everyone who has attended. It really is a stunning property in an unbeatable location. And finally, you know, I finally found somewhere where I can get my hair and nails done to the level I demand. So thank you, Pierre. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a lovely time, and if we don't speak before,
thanks, Pierre. Much
already
appreciated.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Same to you. Thank
Same
you.
to you.